Hey guys, Ponce here on the PBE, here to show you guys a preview of this new item here, Sterak's Gage. I believe that's how that's pronounced anyway. So this is being released, or rather tested currently on the public beta environment with the whole Juggernaut update thing. The patch that is kind of working on a number of Bruiser-ish type characters, namely Garen, Mordekaiser, and Darius was the other one, yeah. So with this update, in theory, there will be two new items. One of them is Sterak's Gage. Incidentally, the other one is this item here, Titanic Hydra, but I'll have another video of that up soon, so keep your eyes open that. But again, we're talking about Sterak's Gage for the time being. So a rather interesting item here. I'll just read over all the stats and then we'll kind of go over things more specifically. But it gives 500 health, increases your base attack damage. Important, we'll get to that in a minute. So that scales based on your attack damage, and has the unique passive upon taking a certain amount of damage. Now this scales from 400 to 1,800 based on your level. Within 5 seconds, gains Sterak's Fury for 8 seconds. Sterak's Fury. Grow in size and strength, gaining increased size, or strength and size. Let me start again. Grow in size and strength, gaining increased size, 25% additional base attack damage, and a rapidly decaying shield for 30 seconds, or 30% of your maximum health. So, yeah, very interesting kind of item. There hasn't been any item, to my knowledge, that interacts with base attack damage yet in the game. Now, for those of you guys wondering what that means, your base attack damage is like your attack damage. It's based on your character's stats. It typically doesn't interact with items at all. So if you get an item like, for example, a longsword, that's giving you 10 bonus attack damage. So you don't notice a lot of abilities, they scale with either total attack damage or bonus attack damage. Most abilities, I think, I haven't tallied them all, but I think most abilities actually scale off of total attack damage or bonus attack damage now. It's a lot of the older champions and older style abilities that tend to interact with base attack damage, which kind of surprises me here that they're kind of going back to base attack damage. To make it a bit clearer, the damage that Sheen interacts with is considered base attack damage. So yes, this does stack with Sheen. Since it buffs your bonus attack damage, Sheen will deal extra damage, or more than it normally would. So a very interesting combination there. Just so you guys have an idea of, or a further idea I suppose, abilities that interact with base attack damage are things like Poppy Q, Rek'Sai's E, which becomes true damage, but it's based off your total attack damage. Who's it? Trundle Q. Instantly, any kind of auto attack reset tends to interact with base attack damage, so Trundle has a double thing. It'd be really good on Ugdir's Tiger Stance, Wukong's Q and Alt, Zin's Q and Alt, Riven's passive and Q, Rengar's Q, stuff like that. Now that's obviously not, well, it's probably not an exhaustive list. I'm going to be missing stuff, but it's sort of an example there. And let me just show you how this thing works. Just do that. I'm taking more and more damage, and then bam, it goes off like that. And then for the duration, I have a crap ton of bonus base damage, double specifically. And there's the shield and all that stuff. And there's an internal cooldown. It was about 45 seconds, I think, so you can't just keep spamming it over and over again. You do have to take a lot of damage. So, yeah, an item quite good for frontline bruiser-ish types, especially if you, interact with your base attack damage a lot. All the more so if your champion tends to build Sheen-based items like, Trinity Force and stuff like that. Now, champions who I think wouldn't be quite as good on would be stuff like Jarvan and Kha'Zix, who are based off of entirely bonus AD ratio. Their abilities don't interact with their base attack damage too much, and they don't really have auto attack resets. And I know some people like to build Trinity Force on Jarvan sometimes. I don't. I think it's really terrible. Well, it's not really terrible. It's just there's significantly more efficient things to do. I don't actually really know why people build Trinity Force on Jarvan. I mean, I guess if you're going the boring-ass tank Jarvan, do that. But anyway, that's aside from the point. Yeah, interesting stuff. Off the kind of stuff I rattled off there earlier, yeah, it'd probably be best on things like Udyr, maybe Trundle. It's kind of difficult fitting all these items into like a single build now, because now you need this whole Sterak's thing, and then you need the Trinity Force, and maybe some attack speed stuff, depending on the champion. But yeah, this is really interesting. I'm looking forward to how this sort of gets balanced out. This is probably one of the more different things they've released recently. It's good that Riot's trying out all kinds of new stuff. Some of it of late has been kind of scary powerful, and I'm starting to become worried about power creep and stuff. But you know, it's gonna at least, you know, at least they're attempting to keep the game fresh and sort of new ideas coming into the game. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say on the topic other than that. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel for all the stuff on this whole Juggernaut update. This is a pretty big update. You know, I've mentioned this before, but when items get updated or when new items are added, that's typically when the game changes the most, because it's going to interact with the widest number of variables in the game. Here's the other one here, Titanic Hydra. Small teaser. Stick around, guys, and thanks for watching.